What's up, family? With the elections officially over, I think there's something that we really need to discuss. If you watch my content, you know I wasn't a fan of either candidate. I figured we the people were gonna lose no matter who won. So the results didn't faze me too much. But it seems like there's some black women out there who are down bad because of the results.
It's y'all fault that she did not win. It's y'all fault. All y'all black men, it is y'all fault.
To you black men who your fragile ego couldn't take a black woman in office.
And black women needed the wake-up call that all we have is each other.
The police will now have carte blanche to murder you right where the fuck you stand.
Black women don't need nobody else. We always only had ourselves.
You can't afford to bury you, dig a hole in their backyard. It is what the fuck it is.
When the police got your ass in the chokehold, don't you come calling black women
to ask us for shit. Just die.
Black men, I'm sorry, we ain't got your back.
As unnecessary as all that was, I'm gonna let it slide and just chalk it up to emotions and or lack of information. This video is not about them. This video is about them. We're gonna use MSNBC as the next example in my series on propaganda.
Some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men.
With all due respect, Reverend, F what you heard. You're on national TV. What you think is more important to report the actual results instead of anecdotes, especially when those anecdotes don't represent the majority of black men who voted?
But wait, there's more.
Anyone who has experienced or been in the United States for any period of time and experienced this country's history and knows it cannot have believed that it would be easy to elect a woman president.
Not easy, maybe, but not impossible either. The last woman who ran for president won the popular vote. Hillary didn't lose because of misogyny. She lost because of the Electoral College.
I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign.
Flawless? Okay, you know what? Let's run with that. It was a flawless campaign. So if it wasn't a campaign, what about the circumstances? I mean, it was a short period of time. Why not say, hey, if Kamala had more time to get her message out, she might have done better amongst the voters? Or how about the fact that she was wildly unpopular? Let's go back to when she ran last time. Do you see how poorly she performed in the 2020 Democratic primaries? No, you don't see, because those are the major candidates. Let's go down to the other candidates. She dropped out of the race in December 2019 and was one of the first candidates to do so. This was the 2020 primaries, and she didn't even make it to 2020. And there were several women ahead of her. They could have put it on any one of these things, but no, it must be misogyny. And it gets worse.
But it's not just misogyny from white men.
Mm-hmm.
It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby! Don't you put that on us!
Yeah, don't put that on us. White people, men and women, voted for Trump. Black people, men and women, voted for Kamala. Latinos, men and women were in the middle, but leaned towards Kamala. Why are they gassing misogyny up so much when clearly who you voted for was way more likely to be based on your race, not your gender? To put on misogyny is one, not fair to men, especially black and Latino men, and two, it lets a certain demographic go unaddressed.
The nerve of you white women.
There are a lot of men who just simply, black and white, men who just simply don't trust a woman to be, chief executive, commander in chief.
I tell you, the way white women somehow hijack the woke movement, generals around the world should be analyzing this.
They just don't want to vote for a woman.
White women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
They sort of did a full court press on the institutionalized misogyny that is very much a part of American life.
I've never heard so much complaining in my life from white women.
And even the ones who voted for Kamala and the ones who are good guys are complicit in the behavior of other ones.
Trash and white guys.
Why would anyone vote for this person? He's so evil.
The nerve. Where's the camera? The nerve of you white women.
We will continue to fight, and that sometimes the fight takes longer than we want it to.
You guys stood by us toxic white males through centuries of our crimes against humanity. You rolled around in the blood money?
Meanwhile, a white woman will pretend to give a shit about you. A white woman will pretend to be your friend. White women will always sell out every other demographic beneath them because they are going to be number 2 and they know this. And they know that, yes, this may be above them up here, but they are above everybody else.
So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to?
And if y'all not ready to have that talking to, cool. Y'all could have chopped up Kamala's loss to something else or made something up. I'm not making this video because y'all are lying. I'm making this video because y'all are lying about us. Because this goes beyond politics and it goes beyond MSNBC. We often talk about the role the government and the music industry played and continue to play in separating black men and black women. But we also need to be aware of the role that the mainstream media plays in this agenda too. Because if the news outlets, Hollywood, and textbooks portrayed black men honestly and accurately when it comes to politics, fatherhood, relationships, and more, there will be a lot less of this.
Black men, I'm sorry, we ain't got your back.
And a lot more of this.
Y'all see how 78-80% of our black men showed up for their black women?
80% of black men voted for Kamala Harris. 80%.
We often talk about the bad, but we don't talk about the good.
Yes, it was a lot of crazy rhetoric from black men. Yes, and some crazy talking from black women. I'm not gonna lie. On both sides. According to the polls, though, the age range, we pretty much on par with voting the same.
Y'all stood in solidarity. So guess what? It's all gravy between me and you. We good. We been good. But we really good.
To my African brothers that tried and understood what the task was, I want to say thank you.
We, as a collective, black people, are voting the same.
And I just want to say black men showed up when it mattered, did their best to protect the rights of black women, of all women.
Collectively, though, we vote on the same court. Not here for the versus gender debate in the black community. We as a whole are voting well.
I think it's 95% of African American women that voted for Kamala. I want to say for all 95% of us, thank you. Thank you. Because we see you and we know you are out there.
It's thank you, black men. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
And I want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
Not gonna lie, I'm not interested in the black woman versus black man debate.
Because what we not gonna do, we not gonna play about our black men that showed up for their black women.
When we think you guys are not around, you jumping off a boat or a ship or plane and baby, you flying in or you swimming over. And we thank you. We thank you.
I want everybody to shut the F up about black men for the rest of the year.
The people who got your back still got your back.